Welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights 2 Mask of the Betrayer. This is Big Los, and we are in the Emerald Vale in some abandoned mine, looking for the Bheur, some type of ice hag. And if we go this way, there is a fatal sonic trap. So let's examine this trap, see if we can recover it. Alright, the DC is only 19, so we should have a fairly good shot at recovering it. And no, we can't roll over a 5, so let's try again. At least it didn't go off. Alright, we got it. We got 130 XP out of it. And I bet you we get another question mark that says short sword in our inventory. I still have to see how much those things are selling for. And over here we have an Orglash that is hostile, but we're not going to fight it yet. We want to do whatever we're going to do here first, and when our spirit energy drops, then we will fight it.
Visitors? But you didn't send a messenger to let me know. This place is a sty. Human remains everywhere. If only I'd had a bit of notice.
And this is the Bheur.
And look at this thing I'm wearing. Hideous. It's impolite, you know, dropping in on an old woman unannounced. How can I possibly be expected to look halfway decent?
But you're a hag. Influence lost with gann. Your skill with words, in tandem with your powers of perception, have not lost their power to underwhelm me.
Ugh. Well, aren't you the charmer? But you're a hag, he says. As if there was something I could do about it. It's a wonder you're not traveling the countryside with 1,000 adoring fans in tow, instead of standing here badgering an old crow like me for the gods know what reason.
So what is an old crow like you doing here?
Well, it isn't for the ghastly landscape, I'll say that much. I don't understand how anyone could stand such a detestable climate for more than a few seconds without fleeing for a nice snowy peak or glacier somewhere. But here I sit, wasting away, absolutely blistering in this sweltering heat. Does anyone care? Does anyone ever ask me how I'm doing? Of course not. Why would they? I'm a hag!
Well, how are you doing?
I'm miserable! I can't leave. Not with those two old bats at the red tree watching day and night. They may be dead, but they still got connections. If they find me here, every Hathorn between here and Thay will be on my doorstep, probably unannounced too, like someone else I know.
Okay. Why are the witches after you?
Every year the Hathorns drive me out of their lands. Even celebrated, the monsters. This time, I got in my head to stick around a little longer. Showed them what they get for picking on an innocent old woman.
What made you pick this spot?
The temperature may be unbearable, but it's really all I can do. The mountains here, curse them, are volcanic. No snow can ever take hold here in the Vale. For a little old lady who carries winter on her back wherever she goes, it's the one place something like that can be hidden.
Your hiding place doesn't seem to be working out too well.
Kick an elderly woman while she's down, why don't you? Your mother would be so ashamed to see you carrying on this way. In my day, we used to eat our young for such insolence.
I warned you before that she would be icy. So please, unless you wish to barrel like Oku through any potentially informative discussion, use some discretion.
My teeth may not be as sweet as your tongue can, but they are sharper. I wouldn't...
Quiet! Now, madam, my allies here meant no offense. They were merely commenting on your choice of sanctuary and its drawbacks.
Is that so? Bah, you're right. snow. It's more heat than I can bear, and it's still too little to cover my tracks. Froze the ground before I could duck into this place.
If someone were to melt away the snow and ice outside this mine, would that be helpful?
I suppose it might. The witches might think I'd left, perhaps turn their attention elsewhere. But who would do such a thing? No one wants to help a hag. We're so old and ugly, a burden on society. We should hurry up and die, alone and unloved.
Things aren't that bad. I'd be happy to help.
Bless you, child. What a nice surprise from such an ill-mannered guest. You'll need to burn away any trace of ice or snow outside of this mine. I should think just about any source of fire will suffice. Once that's done, tell the witches by the retreat that you saw me leave. I'll have a gift waiting for you when you return, and hopefully that'll give me time to clean some of this frightful mess.
Yes.
Alright, so now we gotta go clear out the ice and snow in front of the mine here for her. But first, let's loot this table. It's got 3 scrolls in it. We'll try to scribe them to see if we can add any of them to our spellbook. No, she's already got that. I know you don't have this one. Okay, so we should be full of level 9 spells, and you already have this one too, huh? Alright, I guess we'll give that to the captain.
Step with me. Come on. Follow along.
Alright, very well. I think that's about it for this room. Doesn't seem like there's anything else. No, we don't want to close that door. No, let's go over here. And like I said before, we're going to deal with this hostile Orglash in that room and get whatever treasures are in there after we do what we're supposed to be doing for this hag. So that means we got to clear out all the ice and snow at the entrance, and then we got to tell the witches that we saw the, or rather did not see the hag here. Alright, so here we are, and we got to clear out this ice. So any fire damage ought to do it, and Fiery Void has plenty of fire damage, so if we hit it with the Fiery Void, it instantly melts. And there we just released a waterfall. Kind of scenic looking. And let's go over here, some more ice, and looks like a nice dam. Alright, there's another waterfall. Now we got one more patch over here that we got to get rid of by this tree. Alright, and it says our journal's been updated, so that means that we have cleared the last of the ice patches. So let's go over here and talk to these 2 witch telthors by the red tree, tell them that there's no sign of the hag, she's gone, and then they will leave her alone. And that puts us 2 points towards chaotic, because that's what we are. We're chaotic good. Do you linger here with a purpose? I have news of the Bheur. I think that's how you pronounce it. Indeed, what of her? It's bluff and lie. She is gone. I found no signs of her. Success. Perhaps she has fled into the mountains after all. I still say she'll turn up here before we know it. That may be, Tamleth, but we have certain more pressing matters to attend. Wouldn't you agree? That gives us 3 points towards chaotic. As for you, Spirit Eater, it is good to know that you are not entirely above serving causes besides your hunger. In thanks and in hopes that you continue that path, we offer this cloak. Alright, so we got a cloak. So can we ask anything else? What do you want? No, we already asked that 2 episodes ago. Alright, farewell. And, oh, okay. Now our party should follow. Okay, the Forestqueen's Blessing gives +4 to Charisma, improves saves against disease +10, improves all saves by 4, and you can use bark skin 5 times per day. Spider, silk, Mealiki, and ceremonial garb is often plain and unassuming. This cloak is no exception. Tinted with the natural dyes of summer, the holy symbol of Mealiki, a unicorn, adorns its interior. Oh, okay. Well, oh, okay. I thought our deity was Mealiki, but it's not, so whatever. Alright, because the captain still does not have haste on him, because when we went into that dream sequence, he lost all of his buffs. We'll use Oku to head back into the cave, because he still has his haste on, and he moves that much faster for being a bear. Alright, now we'll go back and tell this Bheur hag that we lied to the Hathrans. Here we go.
You're back, unannounced as usual. Such a disgusting habit, and I still look dreadful.
Imshur and Tamleth believe that you left. Yeah, and that's the truth.
I suppose I'll have to take your word for it. Probably about as good as my son's, the lout. He never visits. It's so lazy. I promised you something for the trouble, didn't I? Not that I ever get any help without offering a reward first. Inside this jar, I've gathered the extracts of several dozen Orglashes. Very potent, like the heart of a blizzard. A small amount on a weapon, and you'll be wielding an instrument of the deepest cold.
Deep enough to smother flame?
Yes, of course. Should have known I'd go through all this trouble and not even be appreciated for it.
How can I beat the fire spirit you fought?
That beastie was so transfixed by his own flames that he barely noticed me passing through till I put a few of them out. I doubt he would even have given me the time of day if I hadn't squelched his precious little fire. Perhaps you ought to pick up where I left off. Put your new gift to good use. I don't know why I bother, though. You'll probably just throw it away. Exactly the kind of things I always get for my generosity.
Alright, let's just leave this old crone alone. Farewell. Now, we can provoke these Orglashes to fight us. And we might later, because these are some very special Orglashes. They tend to yield brilliant spirit essences, whereas regular ones at the Wells of LaRue only give volatile ones. So now that our spirit energy has dropped to 70, let's go up on in here and make sure party AI mode is turned off, and then we will attack this Orglash and get its HP down to near death. And then we will devour its spirit, although it will increase our craving. Right, that's about enough. Let's remove the fiery void so now we can control how much damage we do. Alright, now it's near death, so let's devour the spirit. Alright, now our spirit energy is back to 100. We get a brilliant spirit essence. We only get 83 XP, but that's okay. So let's turn on search mode, because knowing this hag, there are traps everywhere. We'll grab all these other essences and we'll move forward slowly. And we got 2 traps here. We got one on the ground, an epic frost trap, and then we got a trap on that cupboard right there. Okay, so the DC is only 15, so let's try to recover. It shouldn't be too hard. And we got it. We probably got another question mark. That's the short sword. And then let's examine the trap on this glass counter. Okay, the DC is 31 for examining. So it's more difficult. So we're only going to attempt to disarm it. And we did. We got 190 XP for that. Now let's unlock the glass counter and see what's inside. Okay, we got 114 XP for that, and then we get some small objects. Hulmara's Emerald. Alright, let's check that out in a second. Let's grab this gold over here. We get a little over 3,300 gold pieces. And check this thing out. Improves intelligence by 3. Lets you do improved mage armor once per day. Lets you spell mantle once per day. And weapon of impact once per day. That sounds like a good weapon for...
Yes?
Or, not good weapon, a good item for Kaelyn. Even though she really doesn't use intelligence too often. She's more using wisdom than anything else. And we'll try to combine these things. We'll not try, we will do it. It's like what Yoda said. Either do or do not, there is no try. And we will turn these brilliant ones into a pristine. And that's about it for right now. Alright, let's turn party AI mode back on, and then we will take our leave and go back to Mulsantir, because I want to pick up Kaelyn again. Because our next stop is back at the Ashenwood with Gnarlthorn. And Kaelyn does have some dialogue, so that's why I want her in the party. So this is the plan. We are going to go back to Mulsantir first. We're going to pick up Kaelyn. Our spirit energy is probably going to drop a lot. So then we will probably have to go and either do eternal rest on some undead creatures in the shadow plane, or devour some spirits, or go to the wells of LaRue and maybe devour a spirit or two up there, although that will send our craving all the way up to 100%. So after we get our spirit energy back up, then I'll have another plan. So if we actually go to the Sunken City, we'll be near death because of our craving. So let's just go on to Mulsantir, and we'll see you back here in a second. Alright, now here we are at Ashenwood. We picked up Kaelyn. She has gained a level. And if you notice, look at the craving level. It's way down. Now, how was I able to do that, you ask? Well, first we're going to level up Kaelyn, and we're just going to recommend everything. I was able to do that by first bringing up the Captain's Spirit Energy to an acceptable level, even though it raised up his craving to probably 100%. Then I came back here to the Ashenwood in the Burning Grove, and then I did suppress by a bunch of spirits. Now, when you get to near where that big ash tree is, 4 telthor spirits appear. And then if you do suppress by a bunch of spirits, then you'll get extra spirit energy when you do suppress. And if you actually bring in the Orglash too, that counts as a spirit. And Oku being next to you also counts. So every time that we did suppress, then we would leave via the Burning Grove, and then we would go to the Lake of Tears garrison, and it would lower our spirit energy a little bit, but overall we would have a net gain. And it took me about 20 minutes to do that over and over and over again to get the craving down real low and to get the spirit energy up really high. And that's where we are now. So now let's go over here and talk to Gnarlthorn. Is that you, little sapling? Yes, I brought something that will heal you. You have. Well, don't waste it on me, little one. Just see that the other trees in this glade are restored. Place your gift in the pond here. Their roots will drink from it. But you have the Blight too. I have, little one, but it is not right for me to fight it. When I was first stricken with this Blight all those years ago, it happened because I had cheated death. That I survived the draining of my own life was an affront to the natural order. I suffered long for it, but such was my penance, and it was necessary. I don't see why anyone should suffer just for doing something opposed to the natural order. Influence gain, Kaelyn. It is good that you are sensitive to such struggles, and the reasons behind such suffering, whether natural or not. I would not expect such understanding from one so young. But one day when your trunk is many ages thick, and your roots have delved far into the earth, you, too, may realize how delicately our existence is balanced on the laws of nature. For me, the time has come for a peaceful and long overdue slumber. I trust you will tend the younglings and see them healed, which means I can stop clinging at last. Good night, and farewell, little one. Influence gain, Oku.
We should go now,
and see that his wishes are honored. And we get 15 points of influence with that. So we can actually get another feat for another influence feat for Oku. So we'll talk to him in a second. But first, let's heal the grove. Now we can click on these trees. He said click on the palm, but you can't. So we're going to click on the trees with the salve. Now, where is this? Oh, there it is. The blessed salve of the Earth Mother. Alright, we're going to click it. We're going to put it on there. And that heals all the blighted trees. However, it spawns a bunch of treants who want to attack us for some reason. But we do get 1500 XP for completing that quest. And let's check it out. You restore the blighted portion of Ashenwood to its natural state, fulfilling those to be the last request of Gnarlthorn, who seemed to prefer death after having suffered for so long. Alright, and the captain actually gained a level from that. So before we commence a battle, let's level up the captain real quick. And since he is going to be level 27, that will be a swashbuckler level. Let's increase everything that's at 29 ranks to 30 ranks. And then we'll have 4 extras. So let's bump up the ones that are 21 to 22. And is there another one? Yeah, praise. And then we have an extra one. The one that was going to sleight of hand. Let's see. I guess we could put it into use magic device. Alright, and then we get a feat. Now, our dex is 25 because we've been spending our feats on great dexterity. So, now it's time for perfect 2-weapon fighting. That means I get the same number of attacks with my offhand as I do with my main hand. At the same base attack bonus, no doubt. So we're going to pick that. We've been waiting a long time for it. Now we finally have it. And that means the captain gets 5 attacks with the main hand and 5 attacks with the offhand. 10 attacks total. And he actually has a higher attack bonus with the offhand weapon because that's a +7 weapon.
Let's have at it!
So now we're going to attack these things with our 10 attacks. Now I have another Shadow of the Void essence. Now I was thinking about maybe putting it on a future armor for the captain, but all that would do really is give him immunity to cold, and he already has immunity to cold with the Orglash crystal. So I'm thinking about just putting it on the Fingerbones name, but I really haven't decided yet. Alright, so after we gather all these essences, let's have a chat with Oku.
Little one, I was hoping to speak to you for a moment.
You seem to be in a pleasant mood.
Yes, little one. I have been enjoying our travels together. Sleeping in my barrow, I have forgotten the joy of wanderlust and the thrill of combat. You've given me the chance to remember. More importantly, you've shown me that you are genuinely striving to end the hunger within you.
Why would you doubt that I'd want to end the curse?
At first, I was concerned that you would revel in the ability to destroy. Many spirit eaters have done just that, given into the hunger and embraced it. But you've been defiant of the wrath within you. I no longer have doubts about my oath to help you. I have a gift for you, little one. A token of friendship.
I consider you my friend as well, and I don't need any gifts.
Nonsense. It is of little effort for me to give, and you have earned it. My confidence in you, in my oath, has empowered my will. I feel fearless and without concern. I want to share with you some of the strength you've given me.
Thank you, Oku.
I am here to help you, to protect you. By making you stronger, I do more to keep you safe than I ever could with tooth and claw.
Based on Oku's influence status with you, devoted, you have gained the influence base feat Bear King's Eternal Might, rendering you immune to fear and strengthening your willpower, health, and ability to suppress the hunger. Thank you, Oku. Let's move on. Alright, so let's check out this feat. Let's go down here, and there it is, Bear King's Eternal Might. Alright, let's scroll down here. It gives you +4 to will saves, immunity to fear, +2 to constitution, and +20% bonus to suppress. Well, we could have used that earlier, then it would have taken less time to build up that spirit energy. Alright, so now will we be able to meet the Woodman now that we've healed the Ashenwood? Find out next time. This is Big Los signing off. See you next time, and Tenga un buen dia.